Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basili. If you listen to career politicians and President Biden's Democratic allies in Washington, they will always tell you without fail that America's ballooning debt crisis has nothing to do with government waste and everything to do with people not paying their fair share. But incompetence and corruption really are to blame. A new report out from the government watchdog Open the Books uncovered that the federal government has paid out over $3 trillion in improper payments over the last 20 years. That's about 1/10 of our national debt. For more analysis, we're going to bring in the CEO and the founder of Open the Books, Adam Andrzejewski. Adam, good to see you. This is a staggering figure, but what really shocked me is that, in the middle of all of this, you also have just like billions of dollars that went to places like Russia and China. $3 trillion. Talk to us about where all that cash has been going.
Well, it's distressing incompetence. Tom, it's institutionalized incompetence, and the numbers are actually stunning. The Biden administration, over the course of the first 2 years of their administration, has admitted to $520 billion of improper and mistaken payments. And most of these payments are outside of the COVID aid programs. So the Biden administration is the first administration in the history of the country to admit to being on track to misspending $1 trillion. Now, just last year, your stake of this, Tom, every man, woman, and child in the country, the Biden administration's mistakes cost you $850. So if you're out there today, and if you're a family of four, it costs your family $3,400.
That's right.
And that's equivalent to 2 mortgage payments.
Yeah, and of course, that's not the interest on all of that as well, because a lot of that is, I'm sure, borrowed money. Looking at some of the numbers from last year, let's just break this down a bit. We saw Medicaid accounting for $80.5 billion in bogus payments, Medicare another 46.3, the Small Business Administration's pandemic-era Paycheck Protection Program, $29 billion in wrongful spending. And finally, the COVID economic injury disaster loan saw $6.9 billion in bogus payments. Considerable portion of this waste was also coming from bogus COVID payments during the Biden administration and before. Was President Biden reckless in greenlighting this level of spending?
Absolutely. I mean, spending's at all-time highs in the country. And Tom, look, I mean, the books are so bad. Your corner grocery store has better internal financial accounting controls than the United States federal government. And one great example of that is payments to dead people. And nothing rankles the American people more than payments to dead people. And look, the last time the Social Security Administration did an audit of their rolls, they had 6.5 million people that were ancient, aged 112 and over. We reached out to the Social Security Administration, and they said they're still working on that problem. They, there's only 35 people in the world aged 112 and over, and last year they admitted to $500 million in payments to dead people.
Yeah, Adam, do they claw any of this money back? Is there a way to get any of it back? I mean, this is a staggering amount of money.
So, Tom, they clawed back a small portion of it. They clawed back 9 cents on every dollar last year. So we're advocating Congress do 2 things. Congress needs to crack down, mandate basic in-house financial accounting controls. And the second thing they need to do is pour money into the forensic audit, the clawback of our tax dollar.
Yeah, and you've got to start prosecuting people who wrongfully take money from the government. I mean, just because you get something, if you know you're not supposed to get it, you're not supposed to take it. Adam, as if all of this weren't bad enough, your organization also discovered recently both Democrats and Republicans earmarked over 7,500 projects to the total of about $16 billion taxpayer cost in the consolidated 2023 Appropriations Act. Tell us, and I always love these lists because, they just enrage people. What are some of the most ridiculous earmarks that the swamp put out this year?
We identified a $1 million earmark going to the Macadamia Nut Initiative in Hawaii. $2 million in Baltimore, Maryland flowed to the Great Blacks in Wax Museum, where the congressman just 6 months previously was ensconced with a wax figure. You've got $5 million going to the Hip Hop Museum in New York and $3 million going for a new wing of the LGBTQ plus museum in New York City, where they're going to bus 30,000 sixth graders into for programming.
The LGBTQ museum and the hip hop museum in New York City. Okay, very interesting. All right, Adam, I'm sure we're going to be talking again, man. Thank you very much. You guys do great work. Adam Andrzejewski, appreciate you.
Thank you.